Hi there. Welcome and thank you for watching this video on Microsoft Agent Framework. My name is Edward van Valkenburg. I'm one of the Python developers on the project. And I'm going to take you through the basics of how you get started with Agent Framework. So in order to do that, I'm going to switch over here. I have a blank slate, empty folder set up in VS Code. I have UV installed and I'm already logged into Azure because I'm going to use Foundry to serve me models. So let's get started. So first thing I'm going to do is just create a new project here. So just all boilerplate and I don't need to do much. Then I'm going to install Agent Framework. So I'm going to install what we call the kitchen sink package. So that's the Agent Framework root package that has all the features, all the integrations, everything in it. Once you're past kind of the exploration phase, you know what you're actually going to use, then we always advise you to install the specific packages. So we have an Agent Framework Foundry package, a DevUI package, and a Gemini package, an Anthropic package, etc. So now I'm going to just add in Agent Framework as a whole. As you can see, that pulls in a lot of stuff, but for now, that's just the easiest thing to do. Next, let's actually add an agent. So I'm going to go in here. It is a bit smaller. So here we have my agent. So a couple of imports, the Foundry chat client to talk to Foundry, credentials, and .env, and then the actual agent. And I'm using the DevUI, which is a built-in visualization for your agents. It's a super simple agent, so it's not going to do anything interesting, but it does get us going. So if I start this, in a second you'll see that a fast API service will be started. I've disabled auth here. Normally you would turn that on. So give it a sec. There it is. And then I can go over here and I can now chat with my agents. So just a simple hello, and I can see it's doing something and it's giving me a response. I see some token counts and everything. So good first start. We have an agent. We can talk to it. Let's see what else we can do. So normally the whole point of an agent is to give it something that it can do. So in order to do that, I'm going to give it a tool. So I'm adding this weather tool here. This tool is just an import from the main package. It's a decorator, so we can add it to any function in Python to do stuff. In this case, I'm doing some fake weather based on a location. What is notable here is that we have an approval mode, so we can actually specify that some tools need approval from the user before they are used. In this case, I'm not going to do that. And what's notable is that the docstring of the function will be used as the description of the tool towards the model. And the same with this string here on the parameter. Those will be parsed into a JSON structure that the model will use to decide whether or not to call. So let's restart the DevUI. I've added the tool into the agent. So that's all I needed to do to give it a tool. So it's now reloaded. So let's ask it for the weather. And now what we will see is that we get a bunch of different events happening as it's going through the tool calling loop. So here we see tool calls being done. We get a nice result. It's cloudy with a high of 25 degrees Celsius. We see some tool calls. We can even look at the hotel traces here with all of the GenAI spec traces. So a lot of visibility into what is actually going on inside of your agent. So next, let's add a MCP server. So MCP is another way to add tools to an agent. and one that is quite useful because it allows people to create these servers, and then you can just add them simply to your agent. In this case, I'm going to do that with the learn.microsoft.com MCP server. So that allows my agent to now look up stuff on learn.microsoft.com, the Microsoft documentation site. So once again, it's gotten online. So let's ask it what Microsoft Agent Framework is. And now it should use MCP to get an answer to this question. We can actually see some stuff happening here. So it's listing tools and it's using those tools. So it's doing tool calls with Microsoft Doc Search, and we get a nice response from the MCP server, then parsed by the model. You know, 2 lines of extra code, and I'm connected to a wealth of information here. All right, let's give it a bit more muscle now, because obviously an agent that you talk to that doesn't remember anything is not going to be that useful. So I'm now going to add a memory provider. This is one of the built-in ones that we've created. We also have ones backed by Foundry, backed by Mem0, and some other services. I am just adding the context provider here that will store the memories of the agent. So what you will see now is once it starts running, new conversation. So let me say this. So let's give it some information. And here we now have a memory folder with a memory file. No memories yet, but in a second we will actually start seeing this being populated. So here we go. My profile name is saved. So now, obviously, if I continue this conversation, it will know that because of the context. So now let's actually start a new conversation and ask it who I am. And it is able to pull up that my name is Edward because of the memories being stored. So really quick overview of Agent Framework with DevUI as a main way, as a really easy way to build your agents interactively, to really quickly go through the loop of adding some features, testing it out, changing instructions, testing it. And then we have a whole bunch of other features that I didn't talk about in this video. One of the key extension points that we've built is these context providers. So memory is one, but we have a whole host of them that allow you to add functionality in different ways. So check out our GitHub page. There's a lot of samples in there, a lot of stuff in there. Check out our docs and let us know what you think. Thanks for watching.